welcome to First Lutheran's Faith Formation class called Holy Moly. We are so glad that you're joining us today. And my name is Miss Paula, and we're telling a very special story today. And I have some new friends with me. I know that you have met Mary and Joseph and baby Jesus. I see, wow, look at all the money I see up here and something in this jar and something inside this jar. I wonder what those are. And look how fancy these friends are this week. So let's start our story. If you get your Spark Bible and turn to page 219, we'll begin with the story of the wise men. So you ready? Let's go. On a cool, clear evening, 3 wise men looked into the night and they saw a bright star. The wise men had been waiting for someone important to come into the world. They were waiting for a king. They knew that the star was a sign from God. Oh, the star is a sign that the king has been born, the shortest one said. We should follow the star and we should find him, the tallest one said. Oh, I'll pack our bags, the middle one said, and they left home and traveled far, far away to meet the new baby king. They wanted to worship him and give him gifts. Along the way, they stopped and visited King Herod, the ruler of that land. We are following the star to find the baby king, they told King Herod. Do you know where he is? When King Herod heard that the baby king had been born, the king was afraid. He thought the baby would grow up and take over his job. Then King Herod wouldn't be the king anymore. So King Herod spoke to the wise men and he pretended to be nice. Herod told the wise men, I would like to meet this king, this new baby king. Why don't you go and find him and come back and tell me where he is? Then I can go worship him too. You think that's a good idea? Well, let's find out. The wise men kept following the star to find the baby, and they finally found Jesus, Mary, and Joseph in Bethlehem. They were quiet so they wouldn't wake up the baby Jesus, and they knelt beside his bed. He was so tiny, and they kissed his little cheek. Sleep well, little one, they said. And then they left him with gifts of gold and frankincense and myrrh. These were expensive gifts that you would give a king. Well, later on, the wise men decided it was time to go home. They were planning to tell King Herod where they found the baby Jesus, but God, he sent an angel to talk to them in a dream. And the angel told them that the King Herod was dangerous. So they went home a different route. Jesus was indeed a new baby king who surprised the wise men and frightened King Herod. Jesus was God's promise, born for me and for you, and a gift to all people. Wow, a baby king is a gift to all of us? And he was born so long ago, over 2,000 years ago. But this baby king became Jesus, who loved us and loves us today. And so when you think about your gifts this year, perhaps on Christmas Day, or any time that you receive your gifts, I want you to think about what we call the greatest gift, this baby king that was born this night, and who honored him were wise men from a long way away with gifts fit for a king. Thanks for listening tonight. Have a wonderful, wonderful week and a Merry Christmas.
Holy moly! We're already on week 4. This is the final week of the series. On the first week, we spoke about the angel Gabriel announcing to Mary that she's going to have baby Jesus. And then the next week, Mary went to visit her cousin Elizabeth, and we got a leaping frog because Elizabeth's baby inside of her was leaping for joy that she knew that Mary was going to have baby Jesus. And the baby inside of Mary's cousin Elizabeth was John the Baptist. And that's why John the Baptist and Jesus are cousins too. And then the third week, last week, we learned about the shepherds visiting baby Jesus, because baby Jesus was born in a manger. And the first visitor was the shepherd, who may have smelled a bit, but that was the first one, the lowly shepherd that visited baby Jesus. And we had a candy cane included in your activity pack to remind you about that story about the shepherd visiting baby Jesus. And then this week, we've got more visitors. The Magi, otherwise known as the wise men. Today, they might be known as astronomers because they were following the star. So in your nativity set, you'll see a star usually. And then if you do have a star, you may have the wise men, the Magi as well. And they're the ones holding 3 gifts. You'll see 3 gifts. And the 3 gifts that the Magi brought were gold. So we included some gold coins to remind you of that. Gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And frankincense smells woody and spicy. And myrrh is like a gum resin off of a tree. And it was used as perfumes, incense, or medicine, or a combination. And frankincense and myrrh gave off this really nice smell when you burn it for incense. And it was often used in holy aspects and when you're worshiping. And then we also included a glow stick. So you can go around and pretend that you're the star and turn off your lights and see if your family can navigate their way to you, just like the wise men navigated their way to baby Jesus using the star. We also included a little puzzle for you that you can color on and take apart and complete the puzzle. For the younger kids, your activity is going to be about gifts because the wise men brought gifts to baby Jesus. And so your activity is going to be cutting out these 4 squares, and then you could cut out those characters and paste them wherever you'd like on there. But you'll notice that you have to cut out half of the tops or half of the bottoms. And you're going to make little 3D gifts and link the 2 together. So you're going to take the 2 squares and link them together. And the 4 squares makes 2 gifts. That way you get to keep one and you can give one away. And you've got your red string in your bag, so you can just cut that in half to make 2 and tie them on there. Have a grown-up help you with those holes though, with punching those holes. And then don't forget to tape those together so they don't fall apart like that when you're folding it. So I taped mine on there. And there's also a section where it says, Jesus gives me, and you can write down what Jesus gives you. And then I give others, and you can write down or draw pictures too of what you can give to others as well. You might be able to even draw a picture of your 3D gift on there. For the older, more advanced kids, you're going to play a board game. So you don't really have a lot of cutting or anything. There is a little square right there that says star that you can use as a marker piece when you're playing your game. Or you can use pennies or anything that you want, any object that you want to. And then if you don't have dice from another game, you can always write number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, and number 6 on little pieces of paper and put them in a bucket and shuffle the bucket around, so that way you know how to move too. And your game is a journey, like the wise men had the journey to get to Jesus. But you know what? The wise men brought really fancy gifts to baby Jesus. But you know what? Baby Jesus was God's gift to the world. That's the biggest gift of all. The Magi followed the star in the sky to find the baby who would be king of the Jews. King Herod, angry that there was someone else called ruler, told the Magi to let him know where the baby was. After bringing gifts to Jesus, the Magi returned home another way, never revealing to Herod where Jesus was. And thank you for joining us today. We're going to close with our prayer again, and we're going to have 2 weeks off. So enjoy that time with your family and remember about these Bible adventures. And we'll see you back after 2 weeks off. Then we'll come back in the 3rd week and do some more Bible adventures. And you'll be able to pick up packets in about a week. So we wish you a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. We miss you all. And our closing prayer. Dear God, thank you for the gifts you give and for the gifts that we can share. Jesus is the best gift, the one who brings the love and joy that always makes us smile. Amen. Thanks. Bye, everyone.